Hello, and welcome to Lesson 8, Part 1 of 4. First, a program note. While the lessons in this series reference local unions throughout, the training also applies to district councils. Since local unions and district councils are subject to the same reporting requirements for the IRS and the Department of Labor, the training applies to both organizations. We are merely using the term local unions throughout the training. When you receive your new QuickBooks Online account for your local union, the Ironworkers Standardized Chart of Accounts will be preloaded into your account. For other companies, the training series is meant to provide an understanding on how to navigate QuickBooks Online and to process transactions. Training funds. New training funds under the new QuickBooks Online account program will have the training standardized chart of accounts uploaded to the account. For other companies, such as the Target Fund, the QuickBooks default chart of accounts will be preloaded. In previous lessons, we have talked about the overall goals for converting to QuickBooks Online. This lesson, we will focus on how to improve the overall accuracy of year-end reporting using QuickBooks Online. For U.S. local unions, the Office of Labor Management Standards, known as the OLMS, under the Department of Labor, administers and enforces most of the provisions of the Labor Management Reporting and Disclosures Act of 1959. Known as the LMRDA, the OLMS promotes transparency through reporting and disclosure requirements for labor unions. In this training series, we will reference the LM2 report, which is the labor management report most U.S. ironworker organizations file each year. We recognize that our Canadian affiliates are not required to file the LM2, nor are they subject to the LMRDA. However, as part of the Ironworkers Organization, the General Executive Council mandate includes our Canadian affiliates. The General Treasurer's Office has an ongoing program that is designed to encourage and assist local unions to improve compliance with the International Constitution as well as the LMRDA. Known as the Accountability Project, this program tracks compliance with monthly reporting and the timely payment of international per capita and impact contribution billings. On a monthly basis, local unions are required to enter member dues and applications in IWITS and to close the month by running the International Update Program. Local unions must also report hours worked each month for supplemental per capita and impact billing. On an annual basis, the Accountability Project tracks the filing of required year-end reports, including the official audit report and the LM2. To assist local unions in completing the audit report and LM2 filing, annual mailers are sent out from the General Treasurer's Office that include recommendations on how to report specific items. These are based on our review of these reports, during which we identify various reporting inconsistencies, such as supplemental per capita receipts, international death claim payments, target fund activities, and credit card transactions. These reporting inconsistencies will be discussed as we go through this lesson. Several years ago, the decision was made to change the official audit report to mirror and follow the LM2 report. Our goal in making this change was to provide a better format for increased accuracy on the LM2 report. The audit report was changed to line up with the LM2 reporting sections. The LM2 reporting lines were actually added to the audit report as a guide for local unions and their auditors to complete the LM2 report. When we started designing the Ironworkers QuickBooks Online conversion plan, it was another opportunity to continue to promote reporting accuracy through the use of the Ironworkers Standardized Chart of Accounts. This training program will provide guidance and training for financial officers and their administrative staff on how our chart of accounts will assist in filling in the audit report and LM2 filings. During this lesson, we will review the Ironworkers Chart of account number structure, take a look at the chart of accounts in our test Ironworkers QuickBooks Online account. We will review the Excel spreadsheet that was designed as a planning tool to modify the Ironworkers Standardized Chart of Accounts to meet your local union's needs. We will look at the spreadsheet layout. We will review balance sheet and income statement accounts, and along the way, we will address the various reporting inconsistencies discussed previously. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the account numbers in our chart of accounts. Account numbers were created based on the 250 account limitation allowed in the QuickBooks Online subscription. In addition, account numbers can only be 7 characters long. Our account number uses the first number in the account to designate the fund number. One of the tasks in Phase 1 is to determine how many subscriptions your local will need. If you currently use QuickBooks Desktop, you have the ability to create multiple companies within your QuickBooks Desktop version. QuickBooks Online requires a separate subscription for each company. However, if a company has the same taxpayer identification number, known as the TIN number, as the local union, it can be accounted for in the local union subscription by changing the number in position 1 of the account number. For example, Local 123 uses QuickBooks Desktop for their local union. Over the years, they created a separate company for their local union death benefit fund and a third company for their target fund. If these companies actually have the same taxpayer identification number as the local union, they can be included in the local union's QuickBooks Online account. So, in our example, for general fund accounts, all account numbers would begin with the number 1 in position 1 of the account number. For their local union death benefit account, all account numbers would begin with the number 2 in position 1 of the account numbers. And for the target fund accounts, all account numbers will begin with a number 3 in position 1 of the account number. Positions 2 and 3 of the account number will generally line up with the reporting line number on the LM2 reporting form. Let's continue with some examples for Local 123. Their general fund has a checking account with the Bank of Labor. This account number would begin with 122. 22 is the cash reporting line on the LM2. The local owns an automobile. This account number begins with 127. 27 is the fixed asset line on the LM2. Local 123 accepts dues receipts. The account number for member dues begins with 136. 36 is the dues receipt line on the LM2. The local receives a payment from the international for an international death benefit claim. The account number begins with 146. 46 is the reporting line collected on behalf of. Now, we have made some exceptions in our chart of accounts that will not line up with the LM2 reporting lines. These exceptions are salaries, per diem, and business expenses, receipts and disbursements on behalf of members, and receipts and disbursements on behalf of affiliates. We will visit these exceptions throughout this lesson. Positions 4 through 7. These are the natural account numbers used in all accounting software. With the 7-character limitation in QuickBooks Online, natural account numbers for our chart of accounts will be limited to 4 characters. Let's go ahead and look at the chart of accounts in our test QuickBooks Online account that we have set up. The first time you enter QuickBooks Online, your dashboard will be similar to this. Debbie will be reviewing how to navigate QuickBooks Online from this dashboard in other lessons. For Lesson 8, I am going to go ahead and open up the chart of accounts so that we can take a quick look at the Ironworkers chart of accounts. The first thing I want you to notice is this line which reads, "You're using 174 of 250 accounts included in your plan." In this sample account, this means that there are 76 accounts that can be added to this chart of accounts. One of the Phase 2 tasks is to modify this chart of accounts with account changes that were identified during Phase 1. You will add accounts as needed, or you may make an account inactive as you go through this process. As changes to the chart of accounts are made, this number will continue to change. In Lesson 9, Debbie will go through the process of adding an account or making an account inactive. Okay, so let's look at our QuickBooks Online chart of account layout. Starting with the account number, account 1221100 is the 7-digit account number assigned to the account that is named Current Assets. For QuickBooks Online viewing of the chart of accounts, they will always add the account number in this name column. Then we have bank type and balances. Accounts can either be a top-level account or a sub-account. In this case, petty cash is a sub-account of current assets. Let's move down here to fixed assets. Fixed assets top-level account is 1271610. The next 5 accounts, starting with 1271615 down to 1271675, are sub-accounts of fixed assets. So, if you wanted to run a report that included fixed assets, you would have the ability to choose to list a single total for fixed assets, which would be the combination of these 5 sub-accounts, and it would be listed as fixed assets. Or you can choose to list each individual account with the balances per account. On our report, it would show fixed assets as a description line and then list each of these accounts. This is the end of Lesson 8, Part 1 of 4.